So today we're going to talk about antiderivatives. An antiderivative is finding a function where if you take the derivative of it, it will give you the answer to the question. So we're kind of going backwards from what we were doing before with the power rule, where we were doing that power rule and finding derivatives. Now we're going to go backwards. That's an antiderivative. So notation would be here if you have some function that has this fancy tall s in front of it, that's an integral. And if you have an integral and then a function, dx is going to tell you that you are going to take the integral in terms of x. We're not doing anything other than x until later on in the year, so you don't have to worry about that. This is just the instructions. Do the antiderivative. Whatever you get will be your answer. And that will be capital F of x plus c, whatever your antiderivative is. The plus c comes for the fact that when you do a derivative, if it's just a number, just a constant, if you do the derivative, the constant will disappear. So you don't know if this, you don't know if this original function, when you had the derivative taken, if it had a c in it or not, if it had some sort of constant. And so we put a plus c on every antiderivative just in case there is a constant in the original function. So the rule is going to be the exact opposite of the power rule. And the power rule says take the exponent, multiply it by the coefficient, and minus 1. A quick little refresher. If you had 2x to the 4th, the power rule would say take the 4, multiply by the 2, so it'd be 8, and then minus 1, so it'd be cubed. Here, instead of minusing 1, we add 1, so that's opposite, adding 1, and then instead of multiplying the 4 times the 2, you divide by the exponent. So the add 1 and the divide are different than the minus 1 and the multiply. So we'll do a few examples. I tried to pick ones that are kind of just a little bit tricky. So here we have simplify 1 over x cubed, so it would be x to the negative 3 dx, and that was taking that x cubed, moving it to the top so that you can do the antiderivative rule to it. Just like when you would do a derivative, you can't do it right where it's at. It has to be moved to the numerator first. Now we'll do our rule. Our rule is add 1 to the exponent, so negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Divide by the new exponent, so it would be negative 2. Divide by negative 2, and then plus c. The last thing on a problem like this would be to simplify. So the negative 2 can stay. The x to the negative 2 needs to be brought to the bottom, so it's x to the positive 2. Nothing left on top, so I put a 1 up there, and then plus c.